Let me guess. You're choking down another plate of dry, boring chicken because every fitness guru on the planet told you it's the only way to hit your macros without breaking the bank. You've convinced yourself that flavor is a luxury you can't afford on your fitness journey, and that your meal prep has to be a monotonous cycle of bland protein. You think you're making the smart, disciplined choice for your body and your wallet. You're wrong. What if I told you there's a cut of beef that the world's best chefs and old-school butchers have been hiding in plain sight? This is the hanger steak. And in 2026, it is the single best-kept secret in the entire fitness world. It's so good, it's often called the butcher's cut, because they would literally keep it for themselves. Forget everything you think you know about steak being a pricey indulgence. This cut has more deep, beefy flavor than a ribeye, packs the same lean protein density as a chicken breast, and this entire beautiful piece of steak cost me exactly $7. That's not per serving. That's for the whole thing. So, if you're ready to stop punishing your taste buds and start eating incredible, affordable meals that demolish your protein goals, stick around. I'm about to show you how to source, cook, and slice this secret weapon, completely changing your meal prep game forever. This is the hanger steak, and for a long time, it was the butcher's best-kept secret. There's only one of these per animal, and butchers used to keep this unique cut for themselves. Why? Because its somewhat irregular shape and the prominent membrane running down the center made it look ugly on the shelf, so they figured customers wouldn't buy it. They knew something the public didn't. Now, when you're at the butcher, don't confuse this with a skirt steak. The hanger is thicker and more cylindrical, while the skirt is long and flat. Ask for the hanger, or onglet if you're feeling fancy. Look for a USDA choice or prime grade to guarantee that beautiful fat content. You'll also notice a tough, silvery membrane. A good butcher will trim this for you, but if not, just slide a sharp knife underneath and peel it away. It's non-negotiable for a tender bite, because once you get past the exterior, you see the real secret. Look at this incredible marbling. This intricate web of intramuscular fat is where all the flavor lives, and it's what makes this cut so special. When you put it next to a premium cut like a ribeye, you can see it absolutely holds its own in the marbling department, yet it often costs a fraction of the price. This is maximum value. But here's the catch. Most people ruin this by cooking it like a delicate filet mignon. That gentle, low and slow approach just doesn't work here. But don't worry, I'm going to show you the salt cap method, a technique that leverages high heat to create an unbelievable crust, making this taste like a $100 steakhouse dinner. The hanger steak does very little work, so it's tender, but it sits near the diaphragm, so the muscle grain is very pronounced. That grain structure is a direct line to intense, beefy flavor. If you respect the grain, both in how you cook it and how you slice it, this humble cut becomes absolutely elite. We have our secret weapon. Now, let's make the butcher proud. Alright, let's get into the technique. Step 1 is a heavy salt-dry brine. Be generous with coarse salt on all sides. Over the next 45 to 90 minutes, the salt draws out moisture to create a brine, which is then reabsorbed. This seasons the steak from the inside out and tenderizes it by breaking down tough muscle fibers, essential for a cut like hanger. After the brine, the surface will be wet. This next step is non-negotiable. Pat it completely bone dry. Moisture is the enemy of a good sear. A dry surface allows the Maillard reaction to create that deep, brown, flavorful crust. A wet steak will just steam. Step 2. The sear. We need ripping high heat. Use a cast iron or carbon steel pan with a high smoke point oil like avocado or grapeseed. Get that pan preheating until the oil just starts to smoke. This is the moment of truth. If you don't hear this sound, sizzle, your pan isn't hot enough. You're not searing, you're boiling. Now leave it alone. Let that crust build for a solid 2 to 3 minutes per side. You only need to flip it once. Trust the process. The most reliable way to nail your cook is to use a thermometer. For a perfect medium rare, Pull the steak from the pan when it hits between 125 and 128 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't cook to a time, cook to a temperature. Step 3. The flavor bomb. In the last minute, kill the heat and add a knob of compound butter with garlic and thyme. Tilt the pan and baste the steak for 30 to 60 seconds. This perfumes the crust without making it greasy. Immediately get it out of the pan and onto a cutting board. Tent it loosely with foil and let it rest for at least 5 to 10 minutes. This allows the juices to redistribute throughout the meat. Skip the rest, and all that flavor ends up on your cutting board. Now for the part that makes or breaks a hanger steak: the slice. You must identify the direction of the muscle fibers, or the grain. If you slice with the grain, you're leaving long, tough fibers intact, and it'll be chewy no matter how well you cooked it. But if you slice against the grain, you're shortening those fibers into tender pieces. The difference is night and day, and there you have it. Perfect crust, perfect temperature, and a tender, juicy interior. This technique is foolproof. Eight ounces of chicken breast, 250 calories, 50 grams of protein. 8 ounces of hanger steak, 320 calories, 48 grams of protein. For an extra 70 calories, you get flavor that destroys cravings. This is how you stay consistent with your diet without losing your mind. That is better than any anabolic brownie or fake pizza I've ever made. Stop settling for dry chicken. If you want my full Butcher's Secret shopping list, I've linked it in the description. Subscribe if you're tired of boring meal prep.